So you ready? There's a little bit more strange news we didn't really get into. The last bit, and this is of special importance to
The last bits.
yeah, the last bit.
But not this. Well, maybe the smallest bits.
Yeah, in Brooklyn, Brooklyn, New York City, where they paint murals of Biggie. They have a new contest. It's the second annual World's Smallest Penis Contest.
Really?
I think it's World's. I mean, it would be a waste if it was just Brooklyn. Did you submit your application, Andrew?
No, unfortunately, I'm rejected in this category because God has blessed me very well in that category.
Yeah, I mean, with complete ignorance. Is is that?
Well, no. God giveth, God taketh. Great product, bad advertisement. The world continues its balance. Now, I heard your application was accepted.
Oh, that's a good comeback. Yeah, awesome. So yeah, it's a strange competition, and they promote it, and apparently this is actually meant to increase self-esteem, men's self-esteem in the participants.
Okay.
And the guy who won last year certainly seemed happy, and I mean in his photo.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't know. Thoughts? What's your take on this? What's your take on these type of competitions? I wouldn't say. I'd say you're a bit prudish as a guy. I mean, those who don't know Andrew know that he's actually quite a prim and proper man.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thoughts?
Well, no, I haven't really thought about it really as a context. Well,
it's okay. Good response, because we talked about this the other day.
It's interesting. It's an interesting concept because you always have contests about the biggest or wet t-shirt contests, that kind of thing, but you never really think about the little guys, the small guys. So I guess it could be morale boosting.
Yeah. Do you think it could take off here in Istanbul?
No, probably not.
Yeah. How would you promote that? I mean, how would you go up to market? Like, let's assume that the coordinators of this competition, this contest, wanted to expand, wanted to go international. Wanted to spread the love and the encouragement, and they contacted you because they're looking for a man who knows Turkey.
Okay.
Well, how would you go about it? They say, we're going to pay you to promote this, set it up, find contestants. How would you go about it? Where would you go?
About 10 years ago, Molson Canadian came out with a new beer. It's called Stubby. So think of a normal-sized beer, but Munich version, smaller version.
I'm sorry, what version?
Munich, small version.
Is that a word? Maybe I'm the fool on air. What is that word?
That's Turkish. Sorry, completely slipped my mind.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, Munich means cute and small. So they have this big beer on a smaller scale, smaller version, and basically it says men can now stand up with pride, saying I have a stubby.
Okay.
I would probably swing that idea in the same direction as this competition, but I'm not sure how far it would swing.
So, I mean, is that the answer to the question? Is that how you would promote it in Istanbul? You'd come up with like a smaller FS?
Smaller FS.
Yeah.
Smaller FS for the smaller man.
Is that the tagline that you envision in your mind on the bottle? Yeah, on the label of the bottle.
This whole concept is foreign to me. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
You're the marketer. What would you do?
I'm not really a marketer. I'm more of I don't know.
You're doing a master's degree in what? Business, marketing?
No, management.
Management. So management deals with marketing. You got yourself a marketing team. How would you manage them?
If I had marketers, I would say market it. That would be the extent of my management interest.
Okay.
But I don't know that I would. I don't do contests and competitions. It's they're kind of one-offs.
Okay.
They don't last a long time. So I'm interested in things that have staying power and sustainability.
That grow and develop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's the extent of the strange news. Anything strange and new with you before we progress on to the next segment that
life
I've
in
been more
Istanbul is full of strangeness everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any strangeness in your social networks, your social media sites?
Not really. My life has been rather dull and boring lately.
Okay, well don't play it up too much because we have to make the listeners wait until the end of the show when we get to that segment. Coming up next, right now, the next second, we got the this week at the did Sasha come up with anything? She didn't. No, I guess so. It's culture class at the movies. I don't know. I don't have anything else for that right now.
Okay.
I have to think about a name.
Yeah, no, Sasha hasn't gone back to me yet. I think
names are the last thing anyway. I think names should always be the last thing you do. Okay. It's like kids. You should have the kid and then name it. I actually do it the other way. I've got names for most of my possible children.
Okay. I have many friends who just called their kids Peanut for the longest time.
Can you go into more detail on that?
Not really. They just had a kid named Peanut.
You said most. You said most. How many? You said like most of your friends.
3 or 4.
3 or 4 of your friends named their child Peanut for extended periods of time. All of them, and they don't know each other, do they? Do they know each other?
No, they don't know each other.
It's not the same kid called Peanut.
It's not the same kid called Peanut.
Is this in New Brunswick? Is this just slang for kid? You say, oh, look at Peanut. Look at that Peanut over there. And there's peanut crossing signs near schools.
No, this was in Alberta, Ontario, Saskatchewan.
So this is a Canadian thing.
Maybe, I don't know.
Canadians just call kids Peanut. That's their first impulse.
Cute and little, why not? It's like, okay, Peanut, cute for like 2 weeks or something, and be like, okay, I'm gonna call you Bob or Eric or Mike.
Wait, you're telling me that 3 or 4 of your friends had their child for weeks before giving it a name? They didn't give it a name in the hospital. They literally just said, nurse, we got nothing. Just leave that blank. We're gonna go with Peanut for a while until we find something better. Are you honestly telling me 3 or 4 of your Canadian friends, this is how they had their children?
Yes, I am.
Oh, Jesus Christ. God. I know Canadians. I'm gonna check this. If they tell me they have the same story,
okay,
I think it's gonna really alter. It's gonna fundamentally alter the respect I have for the Great White North.
Well, no, I mean, not all of them. Like, also when women are pregnant and they don't know the gender, they just call it Peanut for a while until they figure out the gender. Then they pick a name.
I mean, are these the same 3, 4 people?
No, these are different people.
So you're honestly telling me that in Canada, that just the synonym, the pronoun for unnamed but born baby and fetus is Peanut.
It's a lot better than bun in the oven.
But that's a euphemism. You wouldn't say every time. You wouldn't refer to it as bun in the oven. Oh, bun in the oven's kicking. That's not, I mean...
Oh, my little bun is kicking. I don't know.
I wonder about the accuracy of your story. If there's any kind of... honestly, is there any kind of exaggeration with this story?
No. But the thing is, I don't have children. I don't know.
But I'm not talking about your children. I'm talking about you're saying 3 or 4 other people in
have
Canada,
had children and called
more
it
than
peanuts.
that, and more than these 3 or 4, there are other people who, prior to the birth of their baby, Peanut was what they called.
Well, it's better than like fetus. Apples. Who was it who named their kid Apples?
Well, it was not plural; it was Apple singular, and it was Gwyneth Paltrow.
Okay.
I mean, actually, I know she got a lot of shit for that in America.
She got a lot of shit for that in Canada as well.
I don't think that's a big deal. I mean, most countries, the names mean something in their own language.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in Turkey, everyone's name, is understandable. It has a meaning within their own language. If you meet people from the English-speaking parts of Africa, like Central Africa and stuff like this, many of their names are like Hope and God, I don't know, what are the other people I've met here in Istanbul? Because many of there's a fair community living here in Istanbul.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all adjectives.
Sasha just informed me that Apple is a popular name in China as well.
I mean, the apple as in the English apple, or China, the Chinese equivalent of apple? Because China has lots of apples, different kinds, I'm sure.
I think it's the Chinese equivalent to apples.
Like Granny apple?
Maybe.
Yeah, Granny Smith apple.
Sasha, is it Chinese apples? Oh, no, yes, the English apple.
Yeah.
So not the Chinese apple.
Well, in America, most of the names do have meanings that people give, but their meanings are in different languages, so that essentially would be the same idea.
Also, candy is big.
Candy is big.
Yeah, candy is big in America.
Yeah, I mean, you mean the size of the candy is quite large. It is. I mean, the bags are huge. When I went, Melek couldn't believe how big the portions were for everything.
Okay.
Yeah, even for M&Ms, lollipops, candy bars, these things.
You missed the stripper reference right before you're talking about big proportions and
because I didn't have any interest in making one. But I leave it to you to make the gestures with your hands on radio, because that's funny for everyone.